Well, this is going to be a quick video, I hope. So I've been waiting on the S&B tank. As you know, I've been kind of complaining about my Titan tank because of how much it sags, and it's touching the diesel exhaust fluid tank. I went back out today, and yeah, it's still touching. So, anyways, um, so the S&B tank is on back order, but I called them today just kind of get an update, and they actually said that they're actually doing a redesign. And what they're doing is on the passenger side of the tank. So the tank, the side that is closest to the drive shaft. What they're doing is they're reinforcing this side because fuel tanks, particularly these plastic fuel tanks, just like the Titan tank, they expand, right? And so what they're doing is they're enforcing this side so that way when the tank does expand, it'll help prevent, I guess, this portion from touching the drive line. Because the way S&B does it, when you compare it with the Titan tank, this front part of the tank is like huge. It comes up here, and I mean, it's massive, right? Well, S&B, one, they don't do that. It's a little, it kind of flows downward, right, as you can see here, right, kind of matches the way the frame is. But what S&B does is that this front part is really wide, and Titan does the same thing. It has this bulge here, right, for extra fuel, but they also have, it's also really tall, so there's a lot of weight in the front. Whereas the S&B, a lot of the, when you look at it compared to the back and the front, there's more fuel, in this area here. But anyways, so I know that these tanks are going to expand and contract. I mean, it's going to be whatever, right? Just like the Titan tank. But what I like about S&B is you can see right here, see how the S&B, it curves upwards, right? Let me see this, let's see there's another video here. Well, yeah, so you can see that it curves up in the front, right? And that's because I do believe that this front part will eventually probably sag too, because the way the straps are positioned, there's more material here in the front that isn't supported, right? So I expect to maybe kind of sag, but because it has this portion that curves upward, it'll be more in line with the, let me see here. Yeah, you see how this is a picture on S&B, right? Filters.com. You see how the tank flows upward, right? It curves upward, it curves upwards. So that way, if it does sag, it'll continue that flow upwards, or help, it'll, at least for optic purposes, it won't look as bad as like the Titan tank. The Titan tank has this, like, it's like this 90-degree bulge that just hangs, right? It's like really annoying. But anyways, the main reason for this video is that S&B acknowledged a problem. Now, I've been searching the forums. I have not seen anyone reporting where they were having issues with the tank touching the drive shaft, right? I haven't seen any of those reports. I have seen reports like mine. There's like only 2 or 3 of them where it's talking about Titan and how the front of the tank sags really bad. But the point is that S&B, they've identified a problem and they fix it. Whereas Titan, there are definitely problems with their 52-gallon fuel tank, and I've talked to them about it, but they don't do nothing about it. They say that we've sold hundreds of thousands or whatever of these tanks and never had a problem. Okay, McDonald's sells billions of burgers every day. It doesn't mean they're the best. Okay? It just means they're the cheapest. Okay? Titan fuel tanks, you have a problem with your tanks. The design of your tanks is flawed. You need to fix it. That bulge right here, right here, that contacts the fuel filter, that needs to change. The front of your tank, that is just so massive, right? And I mean, your design needs to change. It just does. You have to make a change. But I'm sure you won't. because after all, you sell hundreds of thousands or whatever of these tanks and never had a problem. Well, the average Joe isn't going to go and look. They're going to see it installed. Oh, yeah, it's fine, and go about their day. People like me, actually, not just me. There were two other people on other forums. I think hdram.com and another forum where one or two others or two or three others have complained about the same issue or reported something similar. So, anyways, so Titan, you know, walk around like your excrements don't stink, right? That's Titan. You walk around like your shit don't stink. Okay? That's a problem. That's a big problem. You have to fix yourselves. Your arrogance needs to be put in check. SMB, I don't even own their tanks, but I'm going to own one soon. As soon as theirs becomes available. And I like that they're making changes where change is needed. You know, I did see on the GM forums that the S&B tank, they were having issues. A lot, you know, the sides of their tanks was also expanding too much, right? And so they had to make design changes in their GM tanks to reinforce the side of the tank. So S&B identifies a problem and they fix it. Titan, where are you? Why don't you want to fix your problem? Right? You know what? As a matter of fact, let me see here. Let's go to it. No. Yeah, see the front of the tank, this is just massive. This part right here makes contact with the fuel filter, with the chassis mounted fuel filter. This part right here, this huge bulge, right? This is just massive. You need to either put another brace here or do something where you shift the amount of fuel, like push it back, or make the center part a little bit bigger, make the back part a little bigger or something. But you put all this weight up front, there is more material up here than there is back here. And that's why your tanks sag in the front. Okay? Not the only one that's talked about this. There are at least, like I said, 2 or 3 others that I've seen online. They say it's not a big deal, but they have noticed that, it's a problem. But they're like, it is what it is. With me, I think, Titan, you need to make a change. You just do. Anyways, that's enough of my rant. SMB, kudos to you for acknowledging a design flaw and making the changes. That is, I have made videos against SMB filters, but I've always, in the past, whenever I had an aftermarket air filter, it was always SMB. SMB makes good filters. Problem is, aftermarket filters in general, sure, they're great when they're new, but over time, and this is based on SMB's own data, which I appreciate also. SMB provides the data, which is great. And they show that without regular cleaning, the aftermarket filters will clog a lot quicker. They don't hold as much dust. The dust capacity holding capacity isn't as good as a stock filter. But SMB provides all that data for you. So that's, they provide more transparency than a lot of these other companies. And the fact that they're making changes to their tanks also, and they told me about it, right? You can call them and ask them about it if you want. At least that's what they told me over the phone, like just now. Kudos to them for doing that. They acknowledge a problem and they fix it. So, anyways, I'm going to shut it down here. Kudos to SMB. I look forward to installing, and I'm going to do the install myself. And maybe I'll do a video on that. So, but that won't be for a while because it's on backorder. They said this new design is going to be available for another, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. But by that time, I'm going to be in Jordan. I'll come back and then we'll see what happens after that. Anyways, all right. Catch you in the next video.